Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I've got a really fun and easy project for you to do. And they're garlands, and this is called a bunting garland. And this is probably the easiest one I'll show you. And then this one here is a Christmas tree garland. Now, not that this one's hard, it just has a couple of little more steps on it. And also at the very top of the tree, I have put some little star jewels on it. You can get those at your craft stores. I think my local Walmart even sold them at one time. But remember, not all Walmart stores have a sewing and craft department. Okay, let's get started. Now my garlands were made out of scrap Christmas fabric that I have. So if you have any, I suggest you go through that first before you run out and buy a lot more fabric. But if you don't have any type of fabric you want to use for these two garlands, you'll need, I recommend you have about 4 different colors. You'll need about 1/3 of a yard of each, or again, remember, go to the scrap pile first. For the garland that has the triangle shapes, you're going to start out with just drawing an 8.5 inch square on paper. And then take that square and fold it in half. And then unfold it, and on the fold line, down at the very bottom, at the point, you're going to just put a little mark. Then you're going to place a ruler on that mark, and then up to the top corner, and then draw a line. Then go over to the other top corner, place the ruler on that mark, and draw a line. And then cut your shape out. Now I like to cut all my shapes out on thin cardstock, but you can always take an old cereal box and also use that, because that's also thin cardstock. Usually on my templates, I'll write all of the information that I needed in order to create this shape so that you know when you want to do it again what you need to do. For the Christmas tree, you're going to cut a rectangle shape out, and it goes 7.5 inches this way and 8.5 inches tall. Then you're going to go ahead and press a fold line, press it in half. And then you're just going to leave it like this while you draw your template. So you're going to place your 1 inch line on your ruler on your fold of the paper. So lay it there like that. Then draw a line from the very bottom going up 1.5 inches. Then move your ruler so it just goes straight across and draw a line. To finish the tree off, you're going to put your ruler over here on this edge and up at the top corner like this, and then draw a line. Leave it folded and then cut your shape out. Now, if you're just using scrap fabric and you just have a lot of little small pieces, so you're going to have almost all of your triangles a different color, I still recommend you take your pieces of fabric and bring pretty sides together. And then you'll cut your shapes out, because then when you go to sew them together, they're already right sides together, or pretty side. Now, if you're going to be cutting a lot out of the same piece of fabric, I'm going to show you how to fold it so you can cut a lot out really fast. So take the pretty sides of your fabric, that's called the right side, and bring the selvage edges together. Then take your folded edge and bring the selvage edge to the folded edge. And try to get it all straight if you can. Now I'm going to take the triangle and place it down here. You want to make sure that it's not hanging over the edge over here. Now I like using these little weights that I bought at the hardware store. You get them in the nuts and bolts section. I'll place it there, and it helps to hold it in place. If you're using paper as your template, you really do need to set something down on top of it because it will move. Don't place too many pins because it will distort the way you're cutting. So then you would take your rotary cutter, and I'm just going to cut through all of these layers all at the same time. And then if you have to go back over it in a few places, then do so. Then you're going to cut on this side. After you've cut this edge, then go ahead and cut along up here. Now, try not to move your fabric because you want all these pieces to stay together. So I'm now going to lift up my template. I'm going to flip it over and place it right on the cut edge here. Put something down to hold it. And then you're going to cut again. This time you only have 2 cuts. And then if you're going to cut more, you'd remove this, flip it over, and set it on that previously cut edge. For the Christmas tree, again, if you're going to cut a lot out of the same fabric, fold the fabric as you did for the triangle. Then place your tree down. Again, put something on it. And then go ahead and cut it out. Then if you need to cut another set, you'll take it, flip it over, lay it on that previously cut line, and cut your next set out. This is 3/8 of a yard wide, and you will get 8 pieces of fabric or enough to do 4 trees. So when you layer your fabrics that way, by having the pretty sides of the fabric together, when you take your first 2, they're already ready to sew. They're front sides together, and you may want to put a few pins to hold the fabric together so it doesn't slip. So I've got some pins holding my fabrics together. Now up here on the triangle, you do not want to stitch this one closed, so don't stitch that. But you will stitch the 2 sides. So you'll stitch a 1/4 inch wide seam all the way around on these 2 sides. On the Christmas tree, you'll stitch all the way around, except on one edge, you'll leave about a 3-inch wide opening. So I have 2 pins where I want to stop sewing. So I'm going to start over here and stitch a 1/4 inch wide seam going around, and when you get here, back stitch always at both sides of your opening. When you're at your corners, when you get to where you need to turn your fabric, always leave your needle in the down position so as you turn your fabric, you don't lose your place. So on your triangle shapes, at the very bottom, you're going to cut some of that fabric off, and this is so that your corner will lay a lot flatter than if you didn't. So you're going to take just a little off, leave about 1/8 of an inch, and cut across this way. Now, because it's such a sharp point, you need to cut a little bit off on each side. So go ahead and do that. Then up at your top edges here, you're going to kind of go down at an angle from the corner like that, and then go over here, and then you're going to do the same thing on this one. And this is so that when you turn it front side out, you don't have these little points sticking out at that edge. Then on your tree, you're going to cut all of your corners the same way that I just demonstrated on the triangle. The only other additional cut you need is to, on these inside corners here, where the trunk of the tree is, you're going to need to cut in like this. You want to get as close to that point as possible. So after you've turned your triangles right side out and the trees right side out, you want to press them flat. And then along your edges on all your pieces, you want to stitch 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Now on the triangle, you don't need to do that up at the top. You only need to do it on these two edges. On the tree, you need to do it all the way around. I recommend you use bias tape for this last step. And bias tape, you can get it in packages. You can go to Etsy.com, Amazon. My Walmart sells some bias tape, but remember, not all Walmarts will have this. So when you take it out of the package, you will notice that it's folded multiple times. So the two edges in here are folded inside, and then it's folded one more time. Then also notice on the edge here that the two edges of the bias tape does not meet, and they're not supposed to, so don't try to force it. So what you'll do is you'll take, for instance, on the triangle, you'll take that top edge that you didn't stitch over and you will insert it inside here and then place a pin. Now I use little clips to hold mine in place. So after you've placed your triangles or your trees in here, you want to make sure that the shortest edge of the bias tape is on top. So when you go to stitch the whole thing together, you stitch on this shortest edge here, close to that edge, and that way the needle, as it goes down, it will hit this bottom edge and everything will come together really nice. Now at each end of your bias tape, once you've decided how long you want it, you want to fold the ends over and then stitch it down. This will make a little loop, so I've left about a 2-inch gap in there. You can make it larger if you like, but about 2 inches should help you place it over any hook if you want to hook it on anything. So stitch that down. Then place your triangles anywhere from a 1/2 inch to 1 inch apart. And you just lay them out as long as you want it. Then when you get to the other end of the bias tape, repeat this step to make your loop. To place your trees in, I recommend you kind of lay the trees out and get them to where they're anywhere, again, from a 1/2 inch to 1 inch apart here at the bottom. I place the very tip of the tree inside here of the bias tape, so you can't see where I've got it stitched. Then when you've got everything placed in your garland, whether you're doing the other garland or this one, after you're done placing them, stitch close to this edge all the way across. If you're going to put any kind of embellishment up here at the top of the tree, I recommend you just get out your old hot glue gun and put this on. Now you only need a little tiny drop of hot glue. So here's the bunting one with the triangles when it's all done. And again, here is the Christmas tree one. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that you've learned something new. This is a great little project that's not difficult. Remember, look at your scrap pile first. Now, if you're interested in other beginners sewing projects, scroll down to the description section. Click on the word Show More and it will expand open and you will see all of the links. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny. See you next time.